Hi, my name is Guy. I'm with Predimed, and we're designing a clinical decision support system to reduce the usage of anesthesia in children undergoing MRI. I want to start by telling you about Ella. Ella is 8 years old. She's the daughter of a close friend of mine. And when Ella was 4, she was diagnosed with a brain tumor. Now, Ella went through surgery and multiple sessions of radiation therapy until complete remission. But since then, she has to undergo an MRI scan every few months to make sure there's no recurrence. MRI scan is considered a very safe scanning modality, but in order for the image to be of sufficient quality, patients have to stay still for very long periods of time, even an hour or two. And this poses significant challenges for pediatric patients. What surprised me about Ella is that in her entire journey, what scared her the most was not the surgery nor the tumor itself. What scared Ella the most were these few moments just before the MRI scan itself, where the doctors put a mask over her face and put her under general anesthesia. These few moments terrified her, losing control, fearing she might not wake up. And all this just so she won't move. Like Ella, there are over 1 million children that are undergoing MRI scans every year in the US alone. And it's not just the traumatic experience, there are also costs. The cost of anesthesia is average on $3,000 per scan. This is 6 times as much as the MRI scan itself. And if we're considering additional costs, such as the loss of scanner throughput or the potential adverse effects, we reach a spending of $4 billion in a year. There are solutions trying to reduce the usage of anesthesia in children undergoing MRI, but they all fail. They try to fit one solution for all. But from our research, talking with patients, with children, with parents, with radiologists, with anesthesiologists, we learned that one solution does not fit all. We have to understand the child characteristics and profile to match them with a specific solution that will address their needs. With that, we came up with our needs statement, which is a way to enhance patient cooperation in children between the ages of 5 to 11 undergoing MRI to eliminate the usage of unnecessary anesthesia. And with that notion, we've started Predimed. Predimed is a holistic solution that interacts with all stakeholders at all stages of the MRI life cycle to create a personalized cycle of care. We're starting with the pre-scan, where we gather different data streams about the patient, starting from EMR data. We use cognitive assessment tests, and we run personality assessment tests as well. Here's an example of a questionnaire that we sent to the parents before the scan, and we ask questions such as how long or how many hours does the child spend in front of a screen every day? How do they react to new situations? And what is the child's personal superhero or personal favorite character? We use all the data that we collected to create a prediction whether that specific child can undergo the scan without anesthesia, and if so, what kind of preparation they will require and what kind of in-scan solutions they will need in order for their scan to be successful. We then follow through in the in-scan phase as well, where we use personalized solutions for that child. And we also continue to the post-scan, where we gather feedback from stakeholders in order to continuously train our system and create an even better prediction in the next scan. Looking at our competitive landscape, we see that the current solutions are isolated and they're trying to fit one solution to all children. Where in Predimed, we're an integration hub. We're actually leveraging the existing solutions in order to match every patient with their required solution. Our business model is simple. We're targeting payers and HMOs with a pay-per-use license of $1,500 per scan, and we can reach up to $1.7 billion of revenue per year. In order to reach that, we came up with a three-phase roadmap. Our first stage would be a system validation, where we're running different clinical trials to gather data and actually create our technology. We're going to work with 3 partners that we already established a personal connection with. This is Rambam, Stanford, and Calgary Hospital in Canada. And in the second phase, we're actually going to validate our entire end-to-end use case. We're going to work with 3 to 5 small MRI centers or children's hospitals. In the last stage, we're actually going to start licensing and see early revenue. We're starting with providers, but then following through with payers and HMOs. Looking at IP and regulation, we see that there are no major challenges with FTO. We have a freedom to operate. We have a provisional patent application in progress. And we have an assessment that Predimed is not considered as a medical device based on current FDA regulation. Last but not least, I want to introduce you with the fantastic team that is behind Predimed. The team is comprised of MDs, data scientists, biomedical engineers, and products. At Predimed, we want to empower every child that undergoes MRI to succeed without anesthesia from the first scan. Thank you very much.